and certainly capable. All 3 games have led towards the possibility of that being realistic, just unable to close it out. But game number 2, here we go. Into it, the smoke already up for RNG. BetBoom making the way down in the middle lane. But yeah, Ricky, again, the one to really watch here. But also got the fact that we have an anti-mage versus a lone druid, and this is a game that, buckle up, potentially could be a little bit longer of a one. Plays out that way.
If it plays out that way, it's an advantage for BetBoom. RNG probably want to be a bit faster. Anti-mage, I think, can accelerate his farm quicker than the lone druid. But that depends on whether LD is finding a way of participating and taking towers early on. That being said, Disco Pony takes towers just as quickly. So I quite like that element of RNG's draft where Somnus is designed to basically take map control for RNG and in the process, pump more gold into the anti-mage via the towers.
Ghost heading towards the top lane. Getting ready to go up there. Of course, going to run into a couple of heroes, but not the biggest deal. We got Roger with the Orbit Venom, though, and I guess Anti-Mage has one of his own, so can duel right back.
Yeah, and he did level into the mana burn, which is where it gets a bit more annoying on this lane. I say that. Kaka, oh, he wanted the rune. He thought he could just get that for free. Oh, no. Oh. Okay, he chooses to live, but it doesn't mean the rune goes the way of BetBoom.
Had to make Ghost come over and help him just a little bit. We could have that rebound target, but yeah, not the biggest deal. Pops the salve. Good to go into the laning phase. So yeah, the Ricky Primal Beast off lane going up against our Marcy Anti-Mage up here. Certainly going to be one to watch. At the bottom, as being shown, though, you have that Lone Druid and the Lich matched up against the Shadow Demon Centaur. Right off the bat, the Bear putting pressure on X-Nova. He's going to put the Disruption out there. This is a great setup. Good combo here. Chalice, a stomp on top, and his Lich in trouble. 3 seconds on the Frost Blast. He's fine.
Yeah, they won't be able to kill him there, but it shows you how trivial the Lone Druid is at this phase. He's like, leave my support alone. It's like, dude, you hit me for 49 damage. I'm not going to react to your existence. It's an interesting dynamic change as well, because typically we've seen a lot of teams prioritize attacking the cores on the lane because you can't be self-saved by your support anymore. You're going to get half value. But with these teams especially, it seems there's a lot more prioritization on spamming at the supports. This is also a very stick-heavy lane, similar to last game. And that Bear... What? I mean, you can resummon it, but that's like no matter how you cut that up, that's 300 gold in the pocket center.
Yeah. You don't necessarily just want to be giving that up freely. And Centros, thank you very much. And he's already got boots now coming out with some regen. So Chalice, that much stronger now in this laning phase. And they're going to go for a play on a Lone Druid, but the Savage Roar keeps them at bay. You see, again, the Disruption, such a perfect setup for this ability. Ooh, that stop misses. Good avoidance from Soniqs.
Yeah, but
return some damage.
I think at this stage, they just want to prioritize the Bear. Like, it's so valuable. If you think about the maths of this, like, what's a creep wave worth at this stage? So you're probably getting about 150, 200 gold. You got 300 gold for killing that Bear. It's more than a creep wave. Now, of course, you miss out on the XP, but not only do you get paid, you're also just denying the Huck's ability to play the lane.
Gonna say, hopefully, Shadow Demon brought those mangoes, and he sure did. Spam that poison. Top lane, we have quite a bit of a brawl. Kaka's getting low, but notice also has to be careful. Roger trying to finish the job. Did he go too far now? Or Venom chased down now?
I really like this lane. It's a complementary double out. You just saw that there. Like, Kaka can leave, Ghost can leave at any stage. Feels like they maybe knew that this was possibly a Primal Beast off lane, and they countered it perfectly. I don't see a world in which Notice gets kills on the lane here.
No, yeah, it's definitely should not happen. In fact, Dispose used on Roger, and like I said, Roger's the one that may need to be a little bit careful himself. But yeah, Ghost ideally setting up to have a decent time. But as we say that, 10-1 against 11-2 Primal Beast, so both sides not necessarily doing the greatest, or as good as they want to be, but trading off nonetheless. As bottom lane again. Nope, never mind. Not going in on this one.
Yeah, so far, BetBoom are doing better on the lanes. I think this switches around in the next 2 minutes, though. Like, early on, I would expect mid to be a lead for the Zeus. It's very hard to stop him from getting creeps. But once you get a few levels in Leshrac, like, your stat gain allows you to easily take CS, not to mention the spam of spells. So this will switch around. The interesting one is I feel like Lone Druid's going to now start to suffer. He's only got a slight edge over the centaur, but now they start to get potency, which you're going to see as Charles moves in. Stomp's ready to go. Soniqs will at least deny it for a moment, but death is inevitable for the poor little Lich.
And I love the double edge first to get that off cooldown. 4 seconds later, it was ready to go just in case, but not even needed. So it definitely was feeling like it was a matter of time for that disruption hoof stop combo to eventually work and get a kill. And they do on the Lich, so the 1-0 lead favoring RNG. And yeah, he's talking about Lone Druid, doing what he can in the lane when it comes to some last hitting, but this Centaur is feeling pretty good, especially now with that kill in play. We haven't talked really about the mid lane too much yet, but the Leshrac versus the Zeus. Zeus 28-4, Leshrac 21-2. So Larl currently having the better of this matchup so far.
Yeah, like I said, in the early levels, Zeus should be better off. He just has higher base damage and an easier way of consistently CSing. But once you get a few levels in, especially if you get 1 or 2 runes going your way, Leshrac can kind of snowball this. Like, it's a hero that can, in theory, farm faster. It's just the first few levels, your stats are pretty bad, so you can't compete with Zeus.
Oh, Ghost waiting to the last second to blink away. Yeah, that was. I know that he was probably fine in the whole time there, but man, just kind of like Morphling style, like in the very last second, gets away.
Yeah, he is pummeled pretty hard though. He needs to get some new items out. I think he's got a salve on the way, but that's going to take time. Like that little detail, Kaka just having a point in the sidekicks. Like life's still a little bit, buddy.
Yeah. Trying to help him out, but you see right there, even though he kind of goes in for a last hit and then quickly falls back because he's still below half life and has to respect their kill potential, certainly. So, Ghost, maybe not as good a farm. Certainly, really not as good a farm as you'd hope for. In fact, they're going to go on him once again, and there is the Thunder God's Wrath and the kill on a Marcy as well. That's why they were playing extra aggressive there. They had that R ability.
They even let him blink. It was almost just like they were toying with him in the end there. He's like, I survived! It's like, great play there. Just feeds more into the Zeus. Zeus is having a phenomenal start so far. I think one big issue for RNG on this top lane is, in theory, like you should be able to stop the threat of a Riki with Smokescreen by just burning all his mana. But because this hero has so much health and armor, you can't chase him. And as an anti-mage, you don't want to be chasing him long term because that means you're not hitting creeps. So nice read and adaptation by BetBoom to realize just how much they can get away with in this top lane.
Bottom lane, Sinister Gaze pull back in. The hoof stomp initially used to try to chase them off, or more so buy him time to get away, but the Gaze pulled him right back, and they get the kill. What is Soniqs? I guess just simply wants a free trip back. Oh. This is not what he had in mind, though. Well,
it's a trip back. This is not very free, though.
Yeah.
Mid lane.
Fortunate there.
Woo. What a hero.
He's good.
Remember when this hero actually had to worry about ganks?
Oh, yeah.
The good old
Zeus,
days.
Heavenly Jump is next
God.
level. Ghost! Oh, speaking of Blink, it doesn't matter, though, again.
Well, yeah, you just shoot your Marcy mid, so they're going to make that move every day of the week. That was the only thing they were worried about, is like Kaka might save. Man, this lane is brutal, actually. I thought AM would have a slightly better time always burning their mana, but he's never able to get close enough. If he tries, all the abilities get activated and he just dies. Speaking of dying, bot lane, LD gets called out. Great rotation out of Kaka, but Zeus now here to party hard. Heavily jump forward, looking for more. Might even be able to burst down Charles at this rate, because he does not have Stampede or any way out.
Yeah, no Lightning Bolt, of course, at this point. You don't expect that. The maxed out Arc Lightning. There's a smoke screen down on top of Shadow Demon. He's going to put a disruption out, but likely dead. Just a matter of how long it takes. The Gaze from Soniqs as he comes out of the disruption. They kill the Shadow Demon, but Lich falls as well. But the chase continues. Roger with that Frost Shield, the slow Kaka, though. He rebounded away, and Laurel's now out of mana, so not much more you can do at this point. However, Leshrac's running over. Nope, not going to catch.
They know. They're like, no, this doesn't feel right. Lesh is missing from mid. Where has he gone? So great read to not just run into a double stun there. But Lal, man, they read that perfectly. Patience and no panic out of RNG. They just checked Lal's mana pool like, okay, he's not a threat at all. And chose to hang around for a kill that maybe other teams would have walked away from.
Well, Ghost, the long journey begins now of getting that Battle Fury and eventually kind of recovering after what's proven to be a pretty difficult laning phase, but let the journey begin for him. Almost. He needs his boots first. So, still not on that journey just yet.
Lol just kind of needs to get out of this bot lane. This bot lane is deaf. He has to realize this is the one advantage RNG have, is they're well positioned to kill anyone who comes here.
Yeah, now especially with Leshrac showing up.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're thinking about taking this. Although Primal Beast, from this position, oh no. Moving in, Somnus. Didn't realize what he's bargaining with here. Noticed has to back away though due to Disco Pony damage. Pulverize will jump him, but nope. It's Primal Beast going down first. There's a turnaround in favor of RNG. Lal once again out of mana, which means he has 0 impact in this fight.
You were definitely right to be worried, though, of BetBoom right there as far as sticking around and choosing to put up a defense, even with that great positioning initiation.
Wait, coming. What?
That's a little risky, but he has his true form, though. So, yeah, and the Zeus is deep in the trees. The poison's adding up, though. We're at 3 stacks. Disposes him back in. The Hoof Stomp connects, and the double edge should take him out. What is this fight going on right now in the trees? Continuing still. Soniqs pull back in on Akaka. They kill the center, but now Soniqs is showing back up. Yeah, he comes back into the fight and stun on a Soniqs. And he's going to find the kill on him. So that's how long this fight's lasted. He's hunting for the bear, and the bear's going to die. That's plus 300.
The value that RNG are extracting out of this fight is brilliant. The fact that Anti-Mage doesn't even have to beat here, and yet they're doing so much. AM dying elsewhere, whoop-de-doo. Right now, all they care about is that they're finding a lot of blood, which is slowing BetBoom down. Now, don't get me wrong, AM kill is a big deal. You want to slow him down because once he comes online, this is a 5-man fight. But let's just highlight the fact that you're kind of in a 4 and 5 here. BB are using everyone on their team. The Lone Druid did show up there. So overall, RNG are getting the better end of these trades despite the AM death at the end.
Yeah. AM taking the tome right there. So leveling up a little bit, but
makes sense. If you're going to be dead, you might as well read something, you know?
Yeah.
It's such a hard game, though. It's kind of weird the more you think about the AM pick. Like, I wonder if they suspected it being a Riki support at all. Because Riki core matchup versus AM is a bit better, because at that stage you have items, you have Manta, you can dispel Diffusal will move out. But this early phase has made this game almost impossible to play. I'm impressed he's even got 46 CS.
Mentioned Riki. Riki is going that shard. He's thinking about it, at least with that sleeping dart we talked about.
What a fun ability. I love this ability. Don't you love this ability, Breaky? It's a great ability.
Hey, we don't get to see this hero often, let alone that. So in that aspect, yes.
I have to check my sarcasm sometimes. I am British. It doesn't always show. But that was sarcasm. This thing is still pretty disgusting. I think it's the range that takes the cake more than anything else. You don't have to be anywhere near your target when you decide to sleep dog.
Stampede activated middle lane as if Soniqs, more so Chalice, was going to go on to Soniqs, but decided not to, and the team of RNG has made it over here, though. The rebound initiation from Kaka, the 2 players stun, and Laurel wants to be the focus, but the great reaction from Notice gets a good initiation himself, but they lose the Zeus. However, the pulverize as the disruption ends, but Somnus, he is a tanky Leshrac already, so he's going to be fine. They stun the bear as it starts making its way in. Roger, another cloud, screen more so in a couple of seconds, but Soniqs caught up with the purge, and running at him is Somnus, but Somnus going too deep. Savage Roar, and he's dead.
And now turnaround Notice is chasing forward. Ghost at least able to back away quick enough. Pulverize is coming off cooldown in 8 seconds. And a great fight overall from BetBoom, especially considering the way RNG played that. Looked a little bit scuffed. Great opening from the Marcy, but the follow-up maybe a little bit shaky. Leshrac was looking to stun, but then Marcy pulled one of them out the stun, so he had to cancel. They maybe could have bursted their targets a bit quicker that way. The counter-argument is at that stage, maybe you don't have the stun to stop the bear coming in. But overall, this is to BetBoom's credit. The way they recovered that fight after a very scrappy start was impressive, and in the end, they come out ahead.
Ring of Health is going to be delayed a bit longer for the Anti-Mage, thanks to good old friend Riki. Takes out the Courier. So Battle Fury, of course, still a long ways away for him, but he is trying. Now this scan, by the way, that hit the smoke incoming, and that is going to be the getaway chance for Lone Druid. That's big for Dahak. Now he still might be in trouble. Yeah, they're still going to jump on him. TP's coming in, though. They're at the tower. You got to be careful. Kaka realizing that immediately, but the back lines, the jump in from Notice gets 2, including the Leshrac once again, that onslaught initiation. And that all started with that scan, though. That was great info.
And you're starting to see whether Leshrac is a double-edged sword. Ridiculous hero went ahead, but when you start to lose fights, you fall off entirely. And this is with a defensive build, by the way. No Rush of Bloodstone, went for the Hood of Defiance, which I think is a great read. A lot of the damage from the side of BB are just, it's just going to be magical damage at this stage. The problem, however, is your raw HP isn't big enough, and you haven't got a team that can back you up. BetBoom are willing to fight as 5, and you are not, and oh, good lord. They're jumping a Centaur behind his tier 2.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me just... Behind the tier 2, Centaur, the hardest kill, and they get in, they don't die for it, and just casually walk away.
Well, what was funny, casually walked in, too. Like, literally just walked up to him and started pulverizing. Like, what is going on right now? Like, why is nobody reacting? So it was a little awkward. I mean, obviously the disruption came out, though, and immediately, yeah, just turns around and says, all right, I did my thing. I'll see my way out. He's almost got a BKB. So the fact he's able to do that without such an item should kind of speak for itself. So, yeah, again, BetBoom, they're feeling pretty good early on as far as their chances are. And Dahak, he's got his Mask of Madness and working towards a Deso now.
Chalice on the mid lane. This is actually so difficult of a kill to find. Pulverize, but I don't... Maybe the Chain Frost and the Creep Wave? Maybe? Nope. Save's going to come out. The disruption. Somna's now wrapping around. Punishments must be had here. They'll at least extract a kill on Marcy, but a bigger one the other way as they do pick off the Primal Beast. And why? Why are you so obsessed with this Centaur?
He said something about their mamas. Just I don't know what's going on there. That seems a little silly that they keep trying to really push for that kill, and well, eventually they kind of get checked, and maybe that's gonna make them second guess the next time they see that Centaur a little more vulnerable. At least they think so. But
I mean,
hey, RNG's happy.
You'd think they'd learn from the first attempt, right? Where they didn't do much damage. Maybe you're right, though. Maybe he was like, ha, I'm a horse, and I know who looks like a horse, your mum. But whatever it was, like, they're obsessing over a hero that's built Hood of Defiance and Vanguard. There is not a harder kill on the map. Although this time, at least, this time is reasonable. He did show up blind in the mid lane on half HP and got what he deserved. Bot lane.
Oh, Anti-Mage, though, gets caught again. The smoke screen could not blink out. And the Thunder God's Wrath helps secure it. And BetBoom's not done. They're going to find X-Nova as well in its own jungle. That's a double kill in the end for Noticed. There you go. Now BetBoom, and they're going to steal these Ancients. Wow, talk about just one thing after the other. It's a snowball effect.
No, this is what BetBoom do well. We saw this in the last game where they're just moving quickly, just extracting kills left, right, and center. Like, this is the way they want to play these drafts. And this might be the perfect game to do it because I'm just looking across the other side and thinking about the knock-on effect. I don't understand this AM pick still. I don't know where it gets value in this game still. Like, LD is not even involved in these kind of situations, yet he's still getting picked. I really do believe wholeheartedly that RNG did not expect to support Riki here.
Well, they're in the game now, and again, as far as what Anti-Mage can do, it's just getting that Battle Fury first, but yeah, double damage Riki. Okay.
He's got the Sleeping Dart. This is, I hate that. This is so stupid. It's just, Breaky, it's so dumb. It's like he's got it again. He could, oh, did he not realize? Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
Nap time. This is so stupid.
The kill? Yes. Oh, we got stunned, but doesn't matter.
Uh-oh. Guess who's back? Noticed, has got the Pulverize to work with. Somnus, of course, still doesn't have a Bloodstone, which means his blood will be shed. Nice control with the Sinister Gaze, and follow-up is good from Lal. Oh god, they go for more.
Well, why would they stop? Exactly. No, it really is just a terrain that has that they're just going full force. There's no reason for them stop, and it kind of goes back to the Anti-Mage discussion, right? How even once he gets the Battle Fury, as we all know, he still is just gonna. That means just more and more farm. He's gonna be spotted here, by the way. Now they know Ricky's there because of the sentry. Just put him to sleep though, and say haha and run away. But
I mean, it's not as dumb as it was. Maybe I'm misrecalling, or maybe it just felt like an eternity to me. I think it used to be like 4 seconds. But it's still absurd. Like, in fairness, I think they did decrease the cast range by like 200. At one stage, you could get an Aether lens, and you could shoot someone from off-screen.
That's pretty ridiculous, yeah.
Yeah. Reasonable.
Well, it's going to come into play right here. Marcy got by it initially. The Gaze pulled him. By the way, the Aegis picked up by Dahak in the meantime. And they kill Marcy. Now, Somna's taking out the stack over here, so wants to make sure to get this farm, but once again, down a player, and with the Aegis in hand for Lone Druid, RNG is not interested whatsoever in taking a fight right now.
So, there is some kind of parallels to the previous game, right? BetBoom taking a phenomenal start, looking really good. RNG playing from behind. However, for all those Huff and Copium, the RNG fans, the difference here is that their lineup doesn't scale beyond BetBoom's. This LD late game is going to be better than this AM, especially with the start he's had. It's going to put a lot more pressure on the Leshrac, and I don't know, maybe the Leshrac can do it because he has got the item. The Bloodstone is online. If there was any redeeming factor for RNG, it's this.
I don't even know he's
Oh my God, they didn't even get
something
it.
scouted him out, but yeah, they don't even get it anyways, and now the Chain Frost bouncing around. They have to spread out for. Meanwhile, Leshrac, he's just being heavily slowed, and Soniqs, the Lich just kind of runs on through, and just as if no one was even there, that Ice Spire is doing a work.
Somnus is like the Shrek in this game is kind of like that kid that had a juice box just before they had to go to bed. Like, yeah, party! I'm not sleeping. I got more ease. And then Mama just comes by with a sleeping dart and says nap time. Although nice turn there, beautiful turn into a double kill on both the supports. But like overall, the issue I now see is until Somnus has a BKB, his life is just going to be sleeping darts in these fights.
Yeah. How about Laurel though too? By the way, he's got the Kaya, but the Ags is actually just about finished, and he does have the Shard, is worth pointing out too, the static field online. So he's going to have a Nimbus Cloud with the static field and that Kaya in hand. A lot of damage, a lot of burst, and the global presence especially, which is great, of course, you know, with the onslaught initiation of Primal Beast, but more so Ricky scouting out kind of that Nyx Assassin play style. It's RNG is going to feel very vulnerable all throughout the... And look at the minimap, by the way. I'm just noticing this myself. Look at all of these sentries that are placed in the dire jungle and throughout both sides there. That's how scared they are.
Like, where have they got vision? Where are... Oh, no, it's the Ricky always given vision. So we need to be in the area as well? I don't like that idea. And it looks like they didn't save any sentries for down here. Zeus is rotating. Kaka was here to guard their carry. God knows he needs it. Poor guy.
Oh, no.
That's death. That's pure painful death. By the way,
yeah, no chance.
This combo gets more spooky because Lars almost got Ags, but then also look at what Roger's doing. He's not too far off with Diffusal. At which stage he can set up solo kills anywhere on the map. Speaking of kills, top lane, jump in on the center, pulverize grab straight away. Not the quickest of kills, so Stampede will get him out. Not for up a reset, force out the BKB from Notice. Now that he's got the attention of RNG, he'll just TP away.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you know what? I didn't get a kill, but everyone's here, and I'm just going to get out, and we're not going to lose anyone anyway. So wasting time is certainly a valid strategy for BetBoom at this point. Now, I will say Ghost, he's finally got the Battle Fury. So now let the farm actually begin. It's that situation of, yeah, like the World of Warcraft thing, right, where it's like, what do we do now? Well, you start actually playing the game. That's kind of where he's at. Leshrac top lane, he's dead. Nimbus, yeah, he's just dead. That's not playing the game for Leshrac at that point. It's shredded.
Like, your Bloodstone just doesn't seem to be good enough against this bear. That's the spooky detail I was worried about, is like the bear alone might just be enough to go in and kill off the Leshrac. Leshrac has to force fights, which is why he's building a Blink Dagger. But he's a long way away, and at that stage, I dread to think what the Lone Druid's going to have on top of this. Zeus. He's got Nimbus in 15. They're waiting for that. Then they're going to try and kill Kaka down here.
Oh, yeah, he's just sitting on him. Letting him know he's here.
Yeah, but now, like, he done that intentionally, so now Kaka can't even try to TP is the idea. He's like, I'm here, but you're also here. Who's more important? The fight up top is now commencing as they catch the SD from behind. Centaur at least blinks away. And that tower should be under the control, but with the buyback coming out and the rainbow TPs, looks like BetBoom may have gotten a little bit too deep here.
Ghost, counterspell, blink away. He does survive the onslaught. It does connect, actually. Notice, managed to hit it. I didn't think it was, but he ran back in on Ghost, and he ends up getting hit as a result. They do lose Lich in the back lines, but not really a big deal. Kaka's falling, and Dahak just TP's out. Dahak was in a little bit of trouble, but manages... No, never mind. That was a destruction. I thought he TP'd out for a second, but never mind. He is dead, so ends up being a pretty good kill for RNG.
And a pretty good fight. My AM died. Who cares that my Disco Pony is rolling and their LD is dead? They get through the Aegis, and that's the key detail. They needed to have that beastly Primal Beast in the main fight. He was busy chasing off the AM, so he didn't have the lockdown of the interception to stop the chain stun after the resurrection on the LD. Great plays by RNG to get the premium kill. Sure, they sacrifice an anti-mage, which is usually a bad thing, but can't emphasize that enough. This AM doesn't really have a game, and he's not going to have a game anytime soon. So anything you can do to fluff up this Leshrac in the meantime is worth it.
Yeah, just seeing that replay right there, that Onslaught just barely connecting, but that was the Aegis comeback from Dahak that got disrupted and eventually cut down after the fact. So, yeah, it's RNG making up some room. You have Anti-Mage, so see right there talking about, it's a level 15 Talon. He's got a Yasha, so let the games continue for his recovery. Zeus, 1,700 gold saved up. And he's going to smoke up with the team, actually, including the Riki that was in there. He's in front with the defusal now.
Yeah, so and this is the thing, like they don't necessarily need to even go with the Riki here. They just feel confident they could take a big fight. Like they know Stampy's not available for a few more seconds. There's a few seconds are running out though, so maybe they have to just back away from this fight. Ricky's wrapping around north side, hoping for a freebie. Notice will jump in. Thundergod's Wrath comes out, scouting out the entire team. Sleep on the back line of the SD. Pulverized control comes out in Lesh, but the Bloodstone activated. Somnus will stand his ground against all odds and come out ahead. And the follow-up is looking like a beaut. Kaka connecting on multiple heroes with the disposed jump through. And it looks like the Hawk is now going to be ran down by the Disco Pony as well. Somnus, the key kill they needed, but the one they failed to get, means that he will be able to dictate the outcome of this fight. Notice goes back in, but mistakes made in doing so as it's an ultra kill for Somnus. Only one left on the chalking block, but without his Blink Dagger yet, he won't be able to find the Hawk.
Oh my gosh. Okay, the pony is online officially. Yeah, why didn't I said that once or twice before? And definitely deserving at that point too. But you know, for a lot of that fight, I was actually watching the Riki, and that's why I was a little surprised to see that fight actually going so well for RNG, because Riki was constantly bombarding the back lines, the smoke screen, just doing a lot of damage, the Shadow Demon, etc. Even the Anti-Mage was having trouble. But then yeah, I was reminded, oh wait, Anti-Mage is very underfarmed anyways, not necessarily the biggest kill. It's Somnus that's the one they had to worry about. And yeah, as soon as that Bloodstone went off, we've seen it before, he just able to turn, and we saw what happened in the end. So, well, BetBoom, unfortunately, another case of they've had a pretty decent lead that's now dwindling quite a bit. In fact, 2,000 net worth lead, what was upwards of 6,000, 7,000 before that fight just started. Now the BKB finished on Leshrac.
Oh,
and dare I say, Anti-Mage is still farming.
Oh no! He got silenced. He actually got clipped in the tree, so Chalice couldn't blink in to save the day. Marcy is going to go down. So that fight, RNG, they were trying to force something, but the smoke screen clipping afterwards ensured Chalice couldn't offer any follow-up. Oh,
yeah,
man,
so they'll take the kill.
But like to the point around this Leshrac, it's a pretty absurd hero. We talked about before the Bloodstone, how nutty it is, but you see the issues that you mentioned that Riki was getting rid of the backline. The problem is he can never deal with the Leshrac. Like, how do you remove the Leshrac from the fight? If you sleeping dart him, but he's got all his spells on, he doesn't care. He's still going to lifesteal through it. It's just a very difficult hero to deal with your current lineup.
And Mana Void was used at the bottom lane on to notice, not even close to a kill, but just trying to keep him close and deal with him. But in the end, he runs away, and so does the Anti-Mage back to farming.
Oh, God. Roger has been found. Stampy comes out. Follow-up is going to be there, so poor little Roger might be in a bit of a pickle, able to get into the tree lines, courtesy of the tricks of the trade, but how do you dodge a Leshrac? Oh, sorry, that's the other reason he doesn't go anywhere near the Leshrac, Breaky, is because if he does, he just dies.
That's what I was saying earlier with the draft even. It's like, yeah, there's in theory, the smoke shoot stuff may be pretty good against Leshrac, but exactly, especially if he has his abilities active, he's got a BKB anyways. He's now the bane of...
No, Somnus. But he can't lifesteal, there's no one there. We'll force the BKB out though. Notice does go in with his own BKB. X-Nova being pushed back a little bit, but gets the Demonic Purge out. And Somnus, knowing that he could outlive this fight, but hesitant to hang around considering the magic immunity is now gone. But, I mean, come on. Like, that time he literally just stood next to nothing to lifesteal, but he's so beefy at this stage it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Oh, they're claiming sound, but no, I'm sure that's what it is. I was going to say, though, BetBoom.
Oh, no.
Clearly has to talk about something here.
Sounds are working, Breaky, okay? You're just hearing the funky vibes of the Disco Pony. That's all you can hear. The zin, 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 zin noise as the pulses go off.
I mean, Roshan's pretty big.
Yep.
And it's scan, though. Here we go. RNG's heading over.
The speed is small, though. They got Blink Dagger available. Chalice can jump in.
Not going to go. Just sending the illusions. Chalice does not have Stampede yet. As mentioned, 20 seconds still remaining.
True form ran out. They want to fight now. Sleeping Dart's going to be there on Somnus, but like now what do? You've just warmed up Roche for them. And RNG are going to park themselves in the pit.
Yeah, this is to RNG's advantage for sure, it feels like. Although with the Ice Spire, makes it a little more awkward. It's RNG not necessarily going to force it. Anti-Mage doesn't want to waste time.
Maybe they forgot the cooldown, though, because Chain Frost wasn't available for 20 seconds.
But hey, they prevented
Disco Pony probably could have
from actually doing Roshan
quick enough to get that Aegis.
And they're going to be solid with that for now.
Man, it just feels like teams are so respectful around Roche today. No one's willing to risk it. As it should be, but it feels like there's a new layer to how it used to be. Just such a wide, restrictive approach to the pit. Now they get smoked to move in. Somnus can't clip on the notice. Chalice attempted the jump, and that's going to be a retreat away by RNG. Maybe an opportunity for BetBoom to strike, but RNG have had enough. They're in the pit.
Oh, is this going to work, though, Roger? He's already up here. It's going down quick. Out comes the Chain Frost. There's a jump in the onslaught. Goes all the way through. The backline's over here. You see Delicious blows up. Fear away on the anti-mage, but Roger, he's found Kaka. Unleash on top of him. Manages to blink strike to a teammate. But the Aegis picked up by Leshrac, and they got what they came for. Another route.
I'm really not sure if that was part of the plan, but it was incredibly efficient. Kaka jumped away with the rebound, obviously to set up a kill on the backline, but he dragged the Chain Frost with him. So him and the Centaur just tanked it. Of course, Marcy just had the BKB, so no damage done there. And the Centaur is so obnoxiously tanky that he just shrugged off every single bounce coming his way. It meant that the Leshrac had no risk of dying whatsoever, so you just see BetBoom instantly back away. If that Leshrac is low, they maybe try and go in and stop the Aegis from being in his hands, or maybe stop him from having 2 lives. But now, worst case scenario for Bet, they're just going to find themselves having to deal with Disco Pony twice, and RNG starting to come online. Even that anti-mage, he's been crawling up the net worth, ignored, and no longer neglected.
I mean, you knew it was a matter of time before that inevitably happened, and so exactly. He's basically tied now with the Lone Druid. Only just going to be behind, really, is his own teammate in the Leshrac. And Roger, once again, they know he's over here somewhere, so I'm pinging it out, but don't have the detection to truly catch him. But RNG as a team is all over here. They do have that gem. And there you go. There's a jump. Not going to commit fully, though, or are they? Split Earth is out. Onslaught counter. Leshrac, again, you got to be so careful about this. Out comes a Bloodstone, and immediately BetBoom wants to run. Dahak is bare. Beating down Kaka. Down to half life. Ice Spire protecting Soniqs for the time being with the Frost Shield up, but now he needs to run. He's already used that Chain Frost, trying to stay alive. The fear of the Savage Roar goes off and pushes back Somnus. Other onslaught through. Marcy is low. The pummel. It's not enough, though. Out comes the split, and down. Notice is now in trouble himself. Kaka eventually falls to the Zeus thanks to the Nimbus, but they do kill the Centaur. And you also see Anti-Mage. He's feeling a lot more useful now. By the way, he has his Mana Void.
Yep. The Lol gets away. Heavily Jump able to get him out of a jam. BKB and a TP out attempt by Somnus will be successful after the double buyback from BetBoom. Just a great fight. RNG not overextending. They just know that with these type of heroes, even when they dive a tier 2, they can quickly get out. And the way they started off that fight, great initiation by the Centaur, and there was just this probing effect. They weren't fully committing. They wanted to force BetBoom to jump first, and jump they did to the wrong target. Just great maneuverability shown by the side of RNG, and great discipline as well. Like, they could have easily committed, blown up the Riki straight away, but with limited vision around the area, except for a single sentry, they knew that there was a high risk that BetBoom had Kira's nearby. Just great read on the situation, and shows you why RNG is starting to build a lead now.
Yeah, it's, again, the swing is real. It's 7,000, I want to say, for BetBoom early on in this game. Now the 5,000 favoring RNG, and I keep going back to this Ghost inventory on the Anti-Mage, the Abyssal Blade.
It's growing.
Well in the works, already has the Basher. I like the Crimson Guard pickup on Centaur 2 to go with his pipe, and clearly that gem is getting massive value in this game as well. And yeah, what else is there to say other than it's just this Lone Druid? It doesn't feel like right now he's going to be enough. They need more some way, somehow.
Yeah, it's just tough. Like, we wondered if the Leshrac would be able to heal enough the Bloodstone if it was just the bear gun on him. We've proven he's able to, especially the amount of armor he just naturally gets, and also being 2.5k HP. It's a very difficult kill. Even more so with the Aegis there. There's no way you get him twice. And, you know, looking back at this game, I think that the detail that mattered was BetBoom's obsession with trying to kill the Centaur around mid. Even though they eventually got him, I feel like they wasted so much time and effort in doing so that they lost that pace, right? Like before that, they were just moving, finding quick kills, moving on the next one, constantly just flowing across the map. But after that moment, it felt like things paused. And since then, it's more like RNG gets an opportunity to choose fights, whereas before that, BetBoom weren't letting them.
Yeah, again, I know it's kind of like unique pick, so not to put it down, but the Ricky certainly hasn't necessarily felt the best value this game. I mean, a Sleeping Dart's been fun and everything, but it just doesn't seem like, you know, like the comparison I made earlier was that Nyx Assassin, right? And like, imagine if this was a Nyx Assassin compared to the Ricky. The value would be much higher. He would do many more things in this game. You see right there, by the way, the reflect of the dart.
The only upside is that you're invis, so you don't get sleeping darted. However, invis doesn't work when you're underneath a sentry, fella. And it looks like Roger's going to be going down. They're going to force a fight even deeper. Marcy does die. A lot committed for a kill and support, though, so 1-for-1 exchange in the end. And RNG content to back away, considering the Aegis runs out in 10.
Yeah, no point to push the issue. They're the ones that have the comfortable lead here, as we keep going back to. So Somnus, we'll just clear out the top lane. The top tier 1, in fact, is still up. Nothing wrong with the 34.5-minute tier 1 tower kill.
Yeah, it's usually the last one to go. Like, usually you take this quickly if it's a threat to your Roche. But, of course, there was no real threat to that Roche for them. But to your point around the Ricky, I think the issue with it is it worked when RNG was split. RNG aren't really split anymore. At least the one hero that isn't there is, of course, Ghost. But once he got the Manta, it wasn't a kill anymore, because you can't guarantee he'll be stuck in the smoke screen, and he has enough magical resistance to survive the Zeus burst. So it's just kind of an unfortunate draft evolution for them. They needed to find a way of turning this into direct team fights, but as we've seen, this Ricky can walk nowhere near this Leshrac, and RNG right now are worshipping Somnus like he's a god.
I also look at Ghost, and this is what Anti-Mage does too, right? It's getting the level advantage, and he's level 23.5, so that 25's coming up. I assume even we're going to see that Mana Void cooldown, making it a 20-second cooldown ability to use throughout these fights. And then Leshrac 22.5, so he's also up there, getting ever so close to eventually that 25 mark. So continues to look even more up and out for the side of RNG. And BetBoom, they are grouped up now. Smoke, yeah, they are going to smoke up. Heading on over, they get the scout initially with Thunder God's Wrath, so they have an idea. Can they find the jump? The onslaught being lined up. They go for something immediately. Out comes the Bloodstone, though, and turn on to Ricky off the bat. The Archer is put down. The Chain Frost, that's not going to matter too much. The Pipe especially mitigating plenty of the damage in the back lines. Anti-Mage tears through the Zeus. The Mana Void to kill the... Oh boy, kill the Lone Druid, and that's just a triple kill for Somnus. Yeah, I think you said it.
It's pretty done, right? Like this is chalked. There's no way they can take fights. Just, you see the confidence Somnus walks with. He breaks the smoke on the back line. Zeus isn't participating for the early phase of that battle. He immediately heavily jumps away. They're missing the burst damage to turn around. And you're walking low ground to high ground underneath RNG vision. I don't think they expected RNG to just be parked there. Great read, though, to understand that you are so far ahead, you don't need to walk away. And now, as a result of that, they'll be walking to the base. And with this lineup, that's 2 lanes.
Yeah, at least the bottom, likely to, as you mentioned. I mean, Lone Druid is still down for 30 more seconds. Zeus could buy back. Is it really even worth it, though? Probably not. Kind of just have to accept your fate here, at least in this situation. The bottom Rax is gone, and the middle Rax likely in trouble, too. Somnus leading the way there. You got to kill the tier 2 tower first and do that, and now back in. Anti-Mage, though, he's got his BKB now. So even when you resurrect, you guarantee you RNG is going to be ready to fight.
It's honestly RNG, like, they aren't really cooldown inhibited. You could argue neither side truly is, but I feel like BetBoom is so far behind that in a way they feel cooldown limited. If you catch my drift, like, they need everything to take a fight. You know, Chain Frost is going to be a 72-second cooldown, courtesy of him having the Quickening Charm. Then you got the Nimbus and the Thunder God's Wrath. Like, they didn't expect to reach this stage. If you think about BetBoom's draft, it was always focused around kill, 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 low cooldown, and always go. But now if you don't have everything in your arsenal, you have no chance of winning a fight against RNG.
Gotta take some risks. You gotta go for some big plays. And that's what BetBoom is trying for right here with the 5-player smoke once again. Roger out in front, looking for the initial info. Smoke's still active, and they will scout Shadow Demon. Again, not the prime kill, but a kill you'll take if you can get it, which they can't. Oh no, he got out. Disruption, he may die in the end, but he buys a lot of time for his teammates, including a kill on a Legend. Zeus is found, as mentioned. Anti-Mage beatdown is successful. Dahak is also in trouble. He's out of mana completely, low on life. Mana Void, never mind. The Savage Roar at the last second. It's going to go off now, though, eventually. There we go. Okay, well, it's not the most damage, I suppose. So he's going to be fine. In fact, an Anti-Mage counterspell blinks away. The onslaught coming from Primal Beast, but they eventually killed the lone druid as Leshrac. He was still plenty alive.
And Roger says, hey, team activities, let's die together. Last to go down, but inevitability strikes here. RNG only end up losing the supports in the end, and BetBoom get wiped, and immediately look what Soniqs does. TP's to mid, looks to go in. Just awkward overall for the side of BetBoom. Sure, they at least get the buyback, dieback out of the Shadow Demon, but it costs them so much in the process. And even with decent vision, even with the backstab they're looking for, you just see that RNG have the tools. That was a great Force-Staff coming out from X-Nova. He delayed his death by 2, 3, maybe 4 seconds, which gave the time for that wraparound that found the Zeus. This is the awkward issue of Zeus, is even with Heavenly Jump, you're still an exposed weakness for your team. But you have to participate. Like, you're not far enough ahead that you sit in your base and drop a Nimbus and kill someone. You have to be there. That brings a risk with it, a risk of death.
Well, again, the RNG not looking to finish the issue necessarily. They get the middle, and then they're going to the top lane, continue the objective grind. But Leshrac has officially hit level 25 as well, so the Diabolic Edict Explosion's online. Anti-Mage, we mentioned, did go the Mana Void cooldown, so that's on a 20-second cooldown now for that ultimate. And going to assist with the team in doing what's the third Roshan, so that Aghanim's Blessing will be granted to somebody. I wonder if Anti-Mage may be a candidate.
Oh, that's what I was wondering, if he wants it.
Yeah, probably Leshrac, actually.
Yeah, Nihilism is just so good. It's going to boost your damage further.
Yeah. Yeah, they give it to Leshrac. They're deciding. There you go. So, Aegis, what do we want to do with this? Let's just figure this out.
It's really nice because it means that now the heart can't fight. You just go with Nihilism, and like, when was the last time you saw a Spirit Bear building BKB? You don't do it often these days, so if you just strip him from the first few seconds of the fight, you probably get a kill or two. At which stage, BetBoom are playing at number disadvantage, at a net worth disadvantage already, so definitely a recipe for disaster for the poor CIS team.
Well, top lane now grouping up as RNG.
What?
Not much else to do as far as objectives.
BetBoom are wrapping around the backside with 2. Oh, this is very dangerous. X-Nova wasted so much time with theirs last time they tried this. They break the smoke, they ping him out, they know. Thundergold's Wrath going to be there. Instant snipe out the Shadow Demon. Force-Staff comes out, but not good enough to keep him alive, but they're in. They're committed. Soniqs is going to hunt forward under notice, forcing out the BKB. We'll force him to commit the Pulverize, but the life's still coming through. Soniqs is just going to heal it all off and survive. Nihilism ensures that the poor little Lone Druid can't do any damage. Instead, he's going to feel the pain. And Ghost pursuing on Dalal. So much mana already burnt, so much health gone. And with him dead, they're going to be forced to commit the buybacks. Even that might not be enough against RNG.
Yeah, BetBoom, I mean, that was a hell of a start. It makes a lot of sense what they're going for there, and great. Picking off the Shadow Demon, that's how you got to win these fights. But, oh, that's a blow-up, by the way, on the Anti-Mage as the buybacks happen. Everyone is alive for BetBoom. The Aegis, we're going to back up. Gets feared off the back, going back to his team, though, and Somnus says, hey, fight me. Trying to hit the stun onto Dahak, but now he's getting pulled in. He already used his Bloodstone. He needs to be somewhat careful right here. The Nimbus, he's being heavily slowed. Is this in trouble for Leshrac? Nope, the Splitter stun hits once again. The heel's kicking in. Psych indeed. But the Chain Frost now bouncing back and forth. Although Centaur and Leshrac both really don't care too much. A little bit of tickle damage. We'll call it at that point. Meanwhile, Mana Void off in the back lines. They kill the Lich. Onslaught backwards from Primal Beast. Dahak barely making it back to base in that true form. While this is all happening, by the way, the Ancient is dying.
Yeah, and now Leshrac's like, well, if I just press one spell, Diabolic Edict could end this game, right? He's still partying hard. He didn't have Bloodstone through that whole engagement, by the way. That was on cooldown at the beginning. That was just the passive lifesteal. This hero is absolutely bonkers at this.
Dying.
Yeah, and now Leshrack's like, well, if I just press one spell, Double Edict could end this game, right? He's still partying hard. He didn't have Bloodstone through that whole engagement, by the way. That was on cooldown at the beginning. That was just a passive lifesteal. This hero is absolutely bonkers at this stage. And instead of going for the throne, they say, let's just finish off the Megas. We'll take the slower approach because they just could not kill the Leshrack. Oh, Pulverize comes out. That would be a big pick if they can find it quick enough, but it looks like he might just get out. No, unable to do so, comes back down to the smoke screen and does get clubbered down to death. RNG will retreat. 1 range Rax remains for BetBoom, so they aren't megged yet.
All right, it's out for 90 seconds. Exactly, not megged, and the Shadow Demon likely to die shortly after. There we go. So he is officially dead. You know, I would have to see that replay to confirm it, but something tells, I feel like Anti-Mage actually was about to blink away, but then he got disrupted as Shadow Demon was in that mindset of, I got to save him. And that allowed Notice to then set up a pummel onto the Anti-Mage as soon as he came out of it. So I don't know if that was absolutely the fact or not. Either way, RNG is, you know, I don't think there's anything to be necessarily too worried about.
Yeah, I wonder if he's paranoid about the smoke screen, because I think the way it works, because Pulverize lifts you up and over, he was occasionally getting silenced. So maybe he was focusing on that. And he was like, oh no, I'm silenced when I like come out, and they felt they needed the save. But yeah, you're right. It gave the finishing touch to what might have otherwise been a very tight escape for the Anti-Mage. Still impressive that he's at the stage, though. I mean, there's no doubt this is off of being carried on the back of Disco Pony. Somnus has been phenomenal this game. But credit to where credit is due. Ghost recovered what looked like an abysmal game.
Yeah, coming back out from the death, but you see his inventories.
What is
that butterfly? And he's just
partying.
I mean, what else is he gonna do?
He's like,
they're waiting for Anti-Mage.
Yeah, he's just vibing in the middle. Like, he's having a good time. He's like, yeah, anyone want to jump me? Anyone want to dance? This is what I mean.
The shard effect is great.
It's great because, like, we always called this guy Disco Pony, but I feel like he truly became a disco DJ with this. It almost looks like he's spinning decks, you know? Just such a nuisance as well when you try to fight. Like, considering that not all your heroes have BKBs. Like, it's another element of how Leshrack is countering LD in this game. Lone Druid already had to worry about Nihilism. Now he has to worry about these giant AoE stuns.
Somebody's just beelining it for the Rax. I love it.
Like, all right,
goes
time
right
to go in. Bloodstone was used. BKB. Be able to offset the threat. Meanwhile, on the back line, a little poke and prod coming out from Notice. Pursuit given the other way due to Stampede being used. But after all said and done, they do keep the ranged Rax alive. However, that ranged Rax is not going to heal.
And RNG could just kind of reset right here and eventually head back in. They're making sure there's no ward in the back lines that they have to worry about for vision. BKBs are still ready. It's just how much do you go all in for the Rax kill? I mean, that's pretty much what the main objectives is for both teams in terms of defense and offense right now. I guess Roshan, again, still going to be a ways before Roshan will spawn, so. But our classic case, if you're RNG, you don't necessarily need to force it. Kind of let them sit in their base and eventually let time take its place.
Yeah, just build the lead, go for the Roche again. At that stage, BetBoom have to come out. BetBoom, they don't want to wait for that predictable phase of the game. They're going to smoke move out of their base here. Looks like they were scouted, though. That Thunderbolt may have just given away the clue required for RNG to dodge what's coming. Especially if Ghost is the one they open up on. This is a ballsy game Law's playing. Stampede is going to jump in. Chalice only able to connect on the Snako, though. And they already had the Ice Spire down. So it's going to be punished for this. A lot committed on the Centaur. The follow-up is the bigger threat, though. Somnus is going to move in. Mana Void, in the meantime, did get rid of Ricky. He's now dead for 100 seconds. Buyback committed by the Centaur because Ricky has no buyback for 3 more minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, that was Anti-Mage caught him in the back lines, and Abyssal Blade came down, and not much that they could do about that. So sure, they lost the Centaur, but as you mentioned, he's bought back already. They're going to kill the Rax, and it will be mega creeps now for RNG. Without the Ricky, they do lose a bit of a backline threat. So once again, going to focus on the Ancient now as RNG healed on up, but they're trying to kill this bear. That armor's helping to Hawk. Yeah, Leshrack being pulled in initially, but there's that Bloodstone, so he's fine. And the backline's got noticed. BKB is going to be wearing off soon, though. That split earth is going to constantly keep ticking. Can't forget that. Kaka, his own BKB being pummeled down, but they found the Hawk. They kill him, and he has buyback, but it doesn't matter. They're going fountain diving, baby.
Ghost able to get out. Curse at the feet. Says, thank you very much. I've been saved by you. But the issue now is the throne. You can go hide up there, but unless someone's going to bring the Radiant Ancient up to the high ground, it's not safe. GG will get called. BetBoom. Dreams of being on top, but right now they are on bottom.
RNG, well played. They take a 2-0. What else is there to say about BetBoom other than we know the potential's there? They're showing it in these games even, but unfortunately just cannot hold on. And I think this one was a little bit less than the previous ones, to be fair, especially that game one that we saw in terms of it really seemed like that was a lead that they should have been able to hold on to in a lot of ways. But that's got to be devastating on your psyche, if anything. Like I said, I believe this is their final match of the day. Oh, no, actually, they do play Liquid later on in one more series.